Okay.
Here we go. Windy day in beautiful river.
Yeah, can I say something?
It's a very joyous.
A joyous day. I got to say something. On the way over, we talk about the Yellow Pages quite a bit. And they're a horrific one-horse town.
It really is bad.
But I'm listening. They're talking to Leslie Frazier. He's live out at the stadium about the day and the game the other night, which was great. I liked hearing them. They have no issue after 10 minutes cutting off a live press conference to either go to a commercial or talk amongst themselves about complete horseshit.
Fantasy, this and that, and we were told last week. I didn't listen, but a few friends of the show listened and were upset that the entire roundtable, which is made up of duds,
complete slop,
complete duds. Maybe Chris Brown, I have a little respect. I don't know if Capaccio was involved. A little bit of respect for him, but really duds.
Yeah. And
they were saying the Bills. Why are teams picking them to win the Super Bowl? They didn't get enough weapons around Josh.
First of all, I am absolutely stunned at that. Not enough weapons. Tom, everywhere I turn, there's a weapon.
Well, I think we should have like 9 receivers on the practice squad alone. Sign this Beckham, put him on IR, and weapons. What was wrong with the weapons we got?
First of all, Dawson Knox had 1 catch, and we annihilated him. Dawson Knox is a hell of a tight end.
And by the way, I'm listening to that show over the last few months. All these #1 picks on defensive ends looked pretty good the other night, didn't they?
Boy, didn't they? Yeah, I guess we wasted those.
You heard it on this show. Rushing with 4, right? We didn't blitz a single time the other night. We rushed with 4 and 7 sacks on this guy. Now, the Bills lost a couple years ago. And they went with the guys that a little bit longer arm to kind of get in those short passing lanes, Boogie, AJ, and Rousseau.
Yeah.
And now these guys are maturing. They're polishing their craft. So you know how you say as rushers, they're forces.
Oh,
Epinesa is a man-child. Rousseau, Von Miller.
Well, here's what I say. I believe...
I'm forgetting names. I don't want to forget anybody.
No, I know what you mean. I think our defensive line, the starters, are probably the best in the NFL, but I'm going to go a step further. I think our backup 4 are top 10.
You're not going to run on this team with... I hated losing Harrison Phillips and stuff, but
it's an upgrade.
This Timmy Settle and Daquan Jones, and I was thrilled to get Jordan Phillips back. But you don't run on these guys either. No. Now, will teams run? Yeah, they'll have their moments, but they shut down the run, and you get the interior pass rush. They beat Bradford up. They
just beat him up. And the other thing is, what did we talk about last week? We talked about the rushing, getting home with 4. We also talked about Leslie Frazier and how he'll scheme to help those young corners. And boy, did he. Now, I think probably that was secondary to the incredible pass rush.
Right.
15 hits, 7 sacks.
Everybody made a big to-do that the #1 pick for the Bills didn't start. But really, the snaps were almost even. And
he's a press coverage guy, whereas...
And here's what goes a long way. And the best will play. Bedford had a better camp.
Yeah.
He's playing. But Elam didn't have a poor camp, so he's playing too. Right? And
that's right. Plus, there's going to be a day where we're going to want to play press coverage against a team, and then you're going to see Elam start, I believe.
Whatever, but we're a Super Bowl champ, right? Or I'm sorry, not champ. Super Bowl favorite, and a 6th-round draft pick comes in and starts. Are those coaches lying?
No, the coaches aren't lying, and boy, you better take the eye test because that Brandon Bean and those scouts are incredible. What
did they know, and when did they know it, and who knew what, and all that crap? It's all bullshit. The 2 linebackers they drafted both played.
Oh my God!
But really, it's a fun team. We're going to go 1 week at a time. But you're totally right about GR. It's a garbage station.
It's horrible.
It really is, guys. And the topics they come up with, I'm sick of the over there thing. And really, if you're calling in, are you really respecting whatever that is? Looking like
and Cousin Ed.
Really, are you respecting it? What is that? And I don't like it over there and all this stuff. I don't care what you like over there. You didn't do anything. Eric Wood has cred. Tasker has cred.
Yeah.
Bulldog do.
Well, he flipped a lot of
And
pieces.
Shope's a brandy guy. Brandy and cigar.
So I guess Bulldog flipped a lot of Zaz at Santora's on Main and Union.
Yeah.
So he's got credentials.
And that's cool. And I liked him on BEN when he did the show there.
But he wasn't with Show.
But he's turned into this arrogant guy, and they snicker, and their little political statements.
I think he's less than. I don't think he's arrogant. I think he's a kiss ass to the arrogant Show.
Well, I detect a little bit of arrogance, but I think he covers it better when Shope's not there. I think you're right. Right, but he's just a little bit better than Dow, right? And I'm going back to a few political statements he made, but I'm not going to waste time on it. But i.e. India Walton and shit.
Oh yeah, we won't talk about.
A little sick of that nonsense too.
So back to Thursday night. You know, I said on this show last week, and boy did I mean it, Tom. I was at my buddy Al's watching the game, and we made all those turnovers. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't yell at Josh, I didn't yell at anybody. Somebody texted me after Isaiah McKenzie bobbled the ball and he got picked. Well, you know, there you go. Well, we need this, we need that. I said, stop. I said, Little Dirty will come back. That is just a fluke. Don't worry about it. He gets a touchdown. I mean, it's one play. The other thing I did at 10-10 at halftime was there was no panic. There was nothing. I turned to Al and I said, we're going to win this game. I said, we are much better. We're a much better football team. And I am trying my best this year to watch it as a nice event.
Enjoy the ride.
Because that's it. We're going to, none of this, oh my God, we got to win, oh, good Jesus. I'm really believing that whatever's happening going to happen, get hot late in the year, and in between try to win some games.
Yeah, we're not going to go unbeaten. I mean, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
I say, right? And we're going to lose some games. We're going to play some stinkers. Anybody in this league can beat anybody. Look at some of the games yesterday.
Look at the games, my God.
And
Pittsburgh, by the way, incredible defense again. Although, you know, with T.J. Watt tearing his pack, that's going to be tough. But their defense gets 5 picks, goes crazy, 5 turnovers, stops him, and that horrific offense of Pittsburgh could barely stay in the game with 5 turnovers. That is a bad offense.
Some of the coaching decisions by Cincinnati.
Oh my God!
Why didn't they challenge the apparent touchdown?
That should have been challenged immediately. And it turned out they got no. They shanked it.
Right.
No, you have to look at some of that.
And a lot of these guys coming out and pre-anointing Burrow, and I think he is a young gunslinger and up and up. But again, they put him on the turf all afternoon. Mm-hmm. They did do improvements to their line. But that kid went on the turf, and it can't all be just the line, right?
No, it can't. And let's think back about a year ago this time. Pittsburgh comes in here. One of them was a block kick, punt for a touchdown. But that defense stymied the living Christ out of us.
Right.
That has always been, especially with Watt, an incredible defense. They always are good. The difference is this year's I think, is going to be a real stinker.
Yeah, and they're hurting there for sure. But going back to what I was saying, I enjoyed. We watched the Red Zone here.
That's all I watch. Yeah.
And I also love my Sirius XM Red Zone, which is basically the same. You know, it's the same thing. They do it all differently. Yeah. So I didn't watch a lot of the Bengals game, but when you're sacked that many times, it's got to say he's holding the ball a little bit, maybe too long in certain things, or looking for too many big plays.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, Cincinnati's a good team. They throw the ball around, and that's when they're going to wish they had back, right?
Definitely.
How about Tennessee losing to the Giants?
I freaking love that. And, you know, Balls of the Week award, the Brian Daboll. I mean, he goes in, he's down 1. He could go for the tie. He could play it safe. Nope. He goes for 2 and wins the game. I love that.
I sat here listening to that. I happen to have that on the Red Zone, and I kind of felt they were going to go for 2. The way they were moving the ball, they were getting the ground game going. Mm-hmm. The way he tinkered some of his formations and stuff. The guy's got an incredible offensive mind, right?
He does. He really does.
He tinkered his offense a little bit. Not a whole lot of different personnel there, right? But Saquon Barkley was a whole different player.
Boy, he sure was, wasn't he?
And you kind of thought, let's go win it now. What do you got to lose there?
Oh, exactly. Right? His team is predicted to have 4 wins. He's a rookie coach. He knows he's got some holes in his lineup. I give him so much credit for going for that.
And then you go to overtime, too, now, and you know, each quarterback has to touch the ball. I think they should go to a series of each quarterback should touch the ball 3 times, and then some type of a dice or something in midfield to roll dice. Because these games can't end.
They can't end.
You know,
I'm thinking roulette wheel maybe, red, black, odd, even.
By the way, kidding too, because overtime should be overtime. You know, and if you can't stop them, so you got the best quarterback in the world, and you lose a coin flip, so be it.
Yeah,
it's overtime, right? Stop them, like us in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Stop them.
Yeah, we sure did.
Or don't go there.
Played scared.
Do you wonder if Dabo was thinking maybe a little bit of that when they went for it down there? Yep. Like, let's not worry about overtime and what can happen. By the way, though, 30-some seconds left after that, Tennessee still got down to field goal range.
They sure did.
It's a pitch and catch league. I mean,
oh my God, is it?
And they got in field goal range, and again, listening on the radio, I don't know, but the kid missed it. But it was a hell of a long field goal too, right?
Long field goal. Well, the one I really got
I think
me,
it was a long field. I think 57.
It was a long.
But they're making them. These guys are making these kicks all over the league.
And then Pittsburgh ends up drilling one for 55.
You knew that was going through.
You knew
right?
it was going through.
You
but
knew.
The one I knew was going through, and it just upset the living shit out of me, was freaking Cleveland. That Groper love affair. Guy, it's some rookie from LSU drills home a 58-yarder that would have been good from 68.
Right.
You know what? Maybe change the balls or something. I'm sick of 70, 80-yard field goals now.
You want to have some fun too. I totally agree with you there. If you have XM, Sirius XM, listen to somebody like, for example, you can tell it to go to New England football broadcast, right?
Oh wow!
And it came out to listen to those and it was I think before the half, and New England guys are going, well, we're going to do here, and Jimmy's going to come here on it. And it's I can't think of Tulu. What's his name? Come on, Tommy.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, Tagovailoa. He throws. Waddle. It'll be a touchdown. And there's silence. It's just awesome.
Isn't it great?
You hear the disgust.
New England, the disgust and the flies and derelicts.
Not 25, 15 times.
That'll be a touchdown. What I love is let's start seeing the crowds. Let's start seeing the crowds with the flies and derelicts.
Oh, there will be derelicts. And he'll have to start bringing some of his massage therapists in the booth to get by some of the days. Crafty.
Can I let me build off that. So last Thursday I stopped for a drink with my buddy Jimmy, and we're at the Polish Falcons car show. We're talking, and his uncle comes up, and very nice man. This is not about his uncle, and he said, I said, isn't this fantastic, watching the genius fall apart? He goes, well, he's still a genius. I said, well, let's talk about the genius, okay? I said, I just read where his draft picks, number 1, first and second round from the last 5 drafts are almost all busts, okay? He likes to keep going back. He's getting garbage. That's number 1. Number 2.
Multiple picks.
He has never won anywhere without Tom Brady, and he's showing it again, okay? Never won without Tom Brady. Now, wait, here's the retort. He said, well, his buddy is Saban, Nick Saban. And he says, do you know how they won that Super Bowl over Seattle? I said, yeah. They should have ran the damn ball.
Said no prop.
So then he says, well, no, but his friend's Nick Saban, and he said you can't stop that slant on the goal line. So he told the genius, just slam your corner into it and make the ref throw a flag. And guess what? Butler slams into him, sticks to his chest, and it's picked off. And I said, okay, all right. Maybe he did learn that from Saban. I could care less. That play should never happen. So, he's not a genius, and it's falling apart.
If you go back to the Super Bowl 25, where he was just genius, because they rushed 2 guys. But the Bills ran through that, and then when they put the extra guy, it was a chess match. It was maybe one of the best Super Bowl games played.
Yeah.
No turnovers, very few penalties, and we missed it on a kick. And kudos to Everson Walls, who somehow hung on to Thurman
Thomas.
But it was no genius there. That was just a hell of a football game.
Genius. The genius.
And a helicopter started a little too early and blew the ball over. Who knows?
I mean, nowadays these guys are making from 60, and it could have been good from 78. You know, we got a guy who pushes it wide.
I think this guy, from what I've learned, I'm not going to say genius. I think he obviously had probably the greatest of all time at quarterback, right?
No question about it.
That covers up all kinds of excuses.
Stunk in Cleveland, stinks now.
He knew how to play the rules, like bumping into the guy.
Yeah.
But I've sat in the stadium and seen his
In other
guys
words, cheat.
push. Yes, but I think the cheating came with the headsets.
Bend the rules, break the rules, whatever he could do.
But I think the cheating came with the headsets. Like there was always something funny happening in the headsets.
Yeah.
And holes in the locker room walls and shit. But I think
that four-wall courts?
Well, that's another story. But I think what I mean by bending the rules a little bit.
I know.
I said at many of my New England game watching, they always said the one designated guy to draw the foul.
Yeah.
And
run right at the corner.
Run at the corner, and the natural reaction, put the hands down and give the shit sticks what they think they saw.
Yeah.
I think that's where he pushed it. If you want to give him credit for that, whatever, right? But
now shit stick, are they like brothers of Biden?
Well, you'll find most of the referees are Democratic. By the way, what was the game? Or was it since Hockley? There he is.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
He's
holding defense number 27. Automatic first down.
But he's got to be involved in everything. He clicked on a strike yesterday. To adjust the clock.
Yeah.
And then the clock will be on me.
Yeah. Oh,
it's too much.
Center of attention. And by the way, let's go back to Thursday night, the Bills rout. What a well-refereed football game.
But Wayne and I didn't talk during the game, but we both were thinking the same thing. I said, this is a well-refed game, right?
The players are going to win this game or lose it,
and
not these bozos.
That crew. Well, the next morning on the shit pages, they came out and said, "What? Like now, penalties not being called."
Now wait a minute. Did you shit page? Also, the Buffalo Snooze. Do you take that out of the lining?
Yeah.
The dog shit and then read it.
It never worked here. They said, "Well, now penalties aren't being called." No, but you know what? Do you have to call? You could probably call a penalty or two on every play.
Yeah.
And if it's not impeding the play, or if you're letting both go, like the umpires with the strike zone, right? Once you get to know what you can get away with. That game was a breath of air there Thursday night.
Sure was.
Was there a call or two? I said, what the hell? Yeah, and on both ways, right?
Both ways.
But no challenges. It was a well-done game. Kudos to that crew.
It was so fun to watch.
But GR called it, well, now they're just letting everything go. That's not what we're talking about.
That's not what happened. You know what? They need to go find jobs that they can handle.
And Collinsworth, too, irked me a lot. But at one point, I don't know who the receiver was. Was it Cooper Kupp? That came across the field. The Bills' corner was holding his jersey. No argument about a call. But Collinsworth said it was his knowledge of the league and knowing how he could get in there and
intertwined. Now, Cooper Kupp you're not going to get an argument here. Fantastic receiver. But come on, Collinsworth, you're searching for things to say.
And
Taron Johnson grabbed his jersey. It wasn't because Kupp knows how to get intertwined.
No, I'm going to run on this play and get right up to this guy. No. What it is, guys, it's very hard to play corner in this league. And I know people are saying Stephon Diggs is wide open. Isn't anybody guarding him? Isn't anybody guarding Cooper Kupp? Watch these games, guys. It's hard to play DB in this league, right? It's just hard as the... It's hard to do it.
You're absolutely... that's for sure. But, I go back to... Cooper Kupp had 13 catches. Now, the last one was 30-some yards that got him over to 128. Otherwise, he's got 90-some yards and 12 catches. You know what I say to that? Who gives a shit?
Right.
10 points.
Right.
That's all I care about. If that's going to be the only guy they can do, and we're going to keep him in front of us for the most part, then who cares?
The days of Robert James and shutting them down and stuff, that's not football anymore.
There's no shutdown. Justin Jefferson went wild yesterday.
Who's the guy with all the stick-em all over him? Lester Hayes. I mean, he touched the guy and he couldn't get his hands on. But that was a different era of football. Could you imagine what some of those receivers then, or just go into the 90s with Andre and the receivers then, I'm naming Bill's names, but we're doing today's game.
Oh my God.
Holy sugar. But it's just the way the game is now, and it's hard to defend these guys like that. So you have to, it's a pitch and catch league, right? And we've said it here for years.
If you got the pitcher.
You got to do something to disrupt their pitcher and hope that your pitcher's on. And God, we have a pitcher on our team now.
Fantastic.
And it's awesome. And that's the game.
Now, not quarterback rating. The QBRs, we all know what that is. I think Josh was around 115. But I saw the PFF quarterback rating, which is different. and Josh is by far the highest ranked, and that even includes Mahomes, who had 5 touchdowns.
Right.
And that's with 2 picks. Josh Allen is unbelievable, and you know what? He went into that game knowing we couldn't let Aaron Donald disrupt our whole thing. So they had a game plan, and perfection. He was sidearming it. He was doing whatever we could. Everything was just keep it dumped. And then I looked at my buddy Allen and I said, they're setting him up. They're setting him up. And there he goes. They brought the second safety down low, and bingo, Gabe Davis.
Right.
Down to the 4.
Not enough weapons. I feel the Bills need to have more weapons. Weapons.
By the way, Gabe Davis.
Still got to stop the other team, fellas.
We're seriously talking, I think, a bona fide superstar in the making.
By the way, we said on the show last week, look for something, wink, wink, nod, nod with Jordan Blair. Kind of came out. They got a little something to keep him happy, and I think they will find something for him at the end of the year.
Yep.
Small term.
But they realize how good he is, so they said his incentives were only going to be $500,000. Now they got a way to make $2 million. Now, it's not massive for a guy with that kind of money, but it was a little bit of here's a little bit of a taste.
Yeah, unfortunately with Jordan, he came here in this situation, he's a perfect fit for it.
Yes.
The D we play, and he is just a fiery leader. You love the guy.
God.
And him and Hyde, they're awesome. Unfortunately, they're aged now. But I think these guys know I'd rather be on a winning team and see how it goes.
Yeah, they won't want to break the bank. I don't think he wants to be the top safety. He wants to be paid for his production, and he will be. The bottom line is that it's got to be reasonable, or I will predict right here and now that Bean will move on and put Joe Crane Johnson in.
Right.
Now, I don't think he wants to move on, but listen, we got some big paychecks coming due.
Right. And the Bills are going to do the best they can to keep that gang together. And they preach
that gang old mine
to take care of our own. And it goes a long way. And I know over there, over
here,
there,
over there.
It works. The Sabres are starting to pick up on some of that too. But it goes a long way in the locker room, guys. And yes, that does pay off on the field, ice, court, whatever you want to talk about.
Go on, get.
Right.
So let's talk about a little bit about Tennessee now. There is not one part of my body after watching week 1, and I know every week's different, that scares me in the least about Tennessee. I think that, they got, obviously, Derrick Henry, but I am not afraid of him anymore.
Why wasn't he in late in that game, though?
I don't know. I didn't see the game.
Well, listening on the thing, when they got into some scoring, it was back and forth that game, right? They were going to a different back.
Yeah, I was going to say, they put the back in there who's their third down.
Haskins or something?
Yeah, he's the guy that gets the dump passes, so that's why.
That's why, okay.
But
you're not going to dump the ball at any monster?
This guy is a great back, but I tell you, we said it all off season. Daquan Jones, Timmy Settle, I'm telling you guys, and here's hoping that Oliver's ankle's okay. This team is scary good. I'm not at all worried. Apparently, back in May, we were 6.5-point favorites early on. A couple days ago, before the week finished in football yesterday, they were 7.5-point favorites. The Bills are now 9.5-point favorites. Now, we don't bet. I don't care. But it just shows you the respect now that Vegas and everybody has and the bettors have for this team.
No, it's good. There's really, any week,
anybody can win.
Somebody can win.
Jacksonville last year, holy crap, poor son Alex.
That was a horrific. That was a frustrating afternoon.
That was a frustrating afternoon.
But Tennessee coming here, home opener Monday night. No, I'm not.
Isn't it nice to get them here for once?
Yeah.
I am so sick of playing there. I'm sick of going to Tampa too. Now we're not this year, but I am sick of flying to Florida. When that piece of garbage, 45-year-old non-husband piece of shit, when is he coming to Buffalo, New York?
Has Tampa's only played here once?
Once. It's absurd.
In all the years?
All those years, since '76.
Yeah, I don't know how there's whatever formula, right? It goes by some type of a formula, right, or something.
And aren't we in Kansas City again this year?
It's just a regular game now, right?
I
I know it's because first place finish and stuff, but couldn't it all?
Well,
they were here last year. They came.
No, they weren't. We beat them there.
Oh, yeah, 2 years ago they were here.
This has been, with the playoffs, 4 straight times in Kansas City. Now, the playoffs, I understand. They earned it.
Wasn't it 2 years ago they were here, though, on a Monday night?
I don't believe they've been here.
I
could be wrong.
2 years ago they beat us on a Monday night or something.
I'm fairly old now, so I don't know.
thought they were here. But anyways, but it does seem like we're always in Kansas City, no doubt about
I'm
it.
getting kind of sick of the, nah, 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 nah. But that's okay, by the way. But we've renamed every city, every high school team, every commander, everything. So we got nah, 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 nah.
No, I know. What else?
Other than
a lot of fun, a lot of
loving
just
this team.
Fun watching the games, and like you said, you watch it one at a time and see what we got. But let's enjoy the ride. And like we're going to say it until nauseum. Just want one.
It's just one. Let's get it. Excited about the Monday night game. Excited for the week after. We'll be in Miami. Now, yesterday I was watching on Red Zone, and they showed a 98 degrees on the field yesterday.
Yeah, it was,
and I'm only less than 2 weeks away. It's good. We're going to be melting down there. But
and it's funny, New England, all the upgrades Miami made, New England was in that game for a while.
Yeah,
it's just their quarter. I mean, he threw a pick in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was deflected, or I think Howard Manuel was playing it or something. But again, who knows? Each game against each team is different. But I didn't see a whole lot yesterday that I said, man, I don't want to play those guys. I mean,
no.
The Raiders could have beaten San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And
they came back well.
They came back. But weird, I saw somewhere where Devontae Adams had a huge game for them, but he was targeted like 18 times. Yeah. They only threw 34 passes. Again, it's like Cooper Kupp with the 13. I just want to win. I don't care who's. And wasn't it great? Green Bay lost, right?
Right. Oh, was that fantastic? Sweet. And they lost badly. And then old egotistical piece of garbage. He went off because his new receivers weren't getting it done.
You got to get to where the genius wants you to be, right? Dallas, I thought, was hoping would beat Tampa, but with Prescott going down.
But he went down pretty late. That team sucked. Dallas looked terrible.
Wow.
They looked awful on offense.
You got to put this guy in the ground. You guys, I don't know what the love affair is, but put him on the ground. Take the hit.
Why is he not going off on a stretcher? I don't understand.
Put him down. Get him. Make that 49-year-old, whatever he is, get off the ground a few times. Baltimore struggled with somebody too, right?
Yes, they did. The Jets early on. They ended up walking away, but the Jets early on were beating them.
That's the drop off. The local kids are coming home now. They're still upset. There's a lot of you can hear the screams. It's a lot of confusion now in the schools with who's what, who's Billy, who's Susie, who's Timmy, Mr. Merkel. You know, Mr. Merkel always makes me feel better. But anyways, anyway,
you're sick. And we're gonna do this every week.
I know. It's just perfect timing.
Yeah,
but God bless y'all.
So anyway, Bills, great week, great week coming. It's really weird to wait 11 days for a football game, but
yeah, fun night though. It was an awesome night. The neighbors around here, quite a few parties going on. The weather was beautiful. It just one time for this town, right?
Just one, absolutely.
You know, I heard that the Crypt, the Junkyard Dogs, the Rump Rangers, and the Twin Sticks all had a no
fire policy,
no fly zone during the game.
Yeah, no firing of guns during the game.
Yeah, I hear
3 hours apiece.
The Twin Sticks and the Rump Rangers, it's a war right now with them.
Yeah, don't let one bond over.
And
interesting,
some interesting names. I saw college football the other day. Somebody, Boise State was playing. They have Transgender Jones. That was interesting.
Did you hear the one? All right, we've all talked about the names over the years. Okay. So, University of Kentucky ended up pulling an upset over Florida. The running back that was running out the clock in the fourth quarter, Cavassier Smoke. All right, Cavassier is a liqueur. Okay, Cavassier. Smoke. The result when you put matches to wood. So we got Cavassier Smoke. You know, I know you can name your kid whatever you want. Are you effing kidding me?
You know, but the head cheerleader was actually Melancholy Baby. B-A-B-E. Pronounced baby.
B-A-B-E.
I know you can name whatever, but
come on.
I guess we're old school.
What happened to Don and John and Mike?
By the way, I'm throwing out there Thursday night. I was appalled by the alternate national anthem before the real national anthem. I will not adhere to that, stand to that, anything.
No. There's
one national anthem for this country.
It's the United States of America. Okay, I didn't see an Italian or Irish or German national anthem. No. I'm done with it. Done with it.
It's just like all the crime and turning the other cheek and all that. Either we all throw a toga on when in Rome, or we go toga less.
Yeah.
And I just assume be toga less. But, depending on the crowd. But seriously, we have the Chickawaga Pulse here, 55, we stop the chase. Well, then do we all do 55?
When a police officer comes after me, I think what I'll do is just gun it.
Right.
Right?
I mean,
what's good for them is good for me.
There's states where...
I'll go to the sanctuary city.
Indiana or Illinois, one of them starting January 1st, there's absolutely no bail for anything. And police can't act on anything for 48 hours. So you can basically murder somebody and get to Alaska before they can do anything.
I can't do it.
And you know, we got the primaries coming up, and now they say the red wave might not be happening. If you put this crap back in,
you're out of your minds. I got a couple things to say about that. Number one, pulled up next to a Dodge Charger this morning and saw it was
black one.
Yeah, unmarked police officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was, and he had his window open, and I didn't, but I rolled down my passenger window, and it was a state trooper. And I said, "Sir," and he looked at me kind of quizzically, like, "What does this guy want?" And I said, "I just want to thank you for your service." I said, "I really appreciate, many of us do, everything you do every day,
right,
and the risk you take." And I said, "God bless you." And he said to me, "Boy, I really appreciate that. You made my day."
Yeah.
How about saying that to a veteran or a cop once in a while?
Yeah, exactly. Firefighter.
Firefighter. Well, I don't like firefighters.
But,
including you, Colin. What's your
Uncle
Colette?
Mark?
Yeah.
No,
you
but
saw Colette. Okay.
It's they need some reinforcement here, and they're not getting it from the Democratic leadership. It's a joke.
No, they're not.
Effing joke.
Now, all I heard about was the tweeter, and that was our lovely
Orange
Trump. Orange Ball. He's an idiot, and he manipulated everything in his tweets. Okay. Well, we got Grandpa Manipulator now. Okay.
Yeah.
The difference between Trump tweeting and old man Biden is nothing more than it's Grandpa, because he has manipulated. He is tweeting out the wazoo. He has manipulated every tweet to say how wonderful he has done. Manufacturing in the United States, I'm not sure if you know this, is the best. This is the best it's been in 50 years under his administration. Tom, I'm going to say it one more time. You've heard it here for weeks. We were at zero. The country was shut the F down under COVID. It's easy to have percentage gains over zeros.
We don't have the new vaccines out yet because of a hold up with the Biden administration. What's coming soon? A strike with what's it called? The railroad, CSX. What's that called?
The railroad? Oh, I think it's CSX.
CSX. They're about to strike. If you think prices are high now, and why are they striking? It's not the money, guys. None of those people are complaining about the wages. It's there's not enough of them. And these guys are being mandated these hours. They want some time off.
They want to have families.
We're not the gooks that commit suicides. They work 48 hours in a 24-hour day. And what's Biden going to do about this now?
Well, Tom, what do you mean? Oh, by the way, today is Monday, the 12th of September, and Kamala Harris is in Buffalo. You got to be kidding me. They send this no-mine into my community to tout the infrastructure bill.
Have we seen a shovel in the ground anywhere?
I've seen nothing.
And they're coming over. We're being, guys, seriously, you hear us talk about this. We're being invaded at the border, and it's not families, and it's single men, and they're coming in. Red Dawn is coming. Right?
I'd rather have an alien invasion. Let the goddamn Martians in.
That might be next, but we are being invaded. They're busting them all around, and you got this jackass in Chicago saying it's inhumane and everything, yet she opens her arms to a sanctuary city thought. They're putting them up in hotels. We're putting them up in hotels, guys, $400 and $500 a night. And they're talking about, well, gas prices under my administration have come down. They also went skyrocketing through your administration. And guys, I told my kids, gas prices are down a little bit. Okay, down from shit is still shit.
And January 1st, the 68 cents of tax come back on.
And the taxes are coming back. But meanwhile, that tax it's got to be made up somewhere, guys. And the reason why it's down is because of demand. People aren't driving places. That means people aren't vacationing. Who the hell, though, wants to go somewhere and be next door to the Zimbabwe family?
Yeah. My car, I was just thinking, I haven't filled it up for 3 weeks. I've got 261 miles in 3 weeks. Now, granted, I don't go to work. But I'm just not going to continue. I'm not driving at $4.50 a gallon. Just not.
And the last, and that's what's going on too. But the last thing I'm going to say, this guys, I've heard it again on the news. The Democrats are outspending the Republicans. George Soros is outspending everybody with these DAs and stuff. These know nothing DAs. Why this spending have anything to do with who's getting elected? Are we really that stupid as a people?
Because we watch
on the last sign we see walking
the last sign, the last commercial, the last tweet by Grandpa Biden, that crook.
Does anybody buy these commercials you see, like in the 8-hour gap between sports and the 4-hour weather and the 16 seconds of sports? Where
Kelly Hochul begging us
raped 16 people and held them down and applauded while others were raped. I'm Bucktooth Hochul, I approve this. No, seriously. But does anybody buy this shit? Is that real? I used to joke at work.
Research.
I used to listen to the commercials and say, I'm voting for him. I didn't know that. I'm voting for him. And some of the guys at work would say, you said you're voting for the other guy. I'm kidding.
We're kidding.
Are we really?
Some
and
research.
What does Soros do? What businesses does he support? Let's abandon them. Let's boycott this guy. This guy is destroying our country, this Soros. Oh, he's a money launderer. Or a traitor. I don't care what he is. Stop supporting this asshole. But please, guys, look around and vote. What's going on? Not the, the last sign I saw. I think I'll vote for that.
Rod Wilson is he is a bigot.
Rod Watson?
Rod Watson, thank you.
Yep.
He is a bigot. He is he hates white people.
Oh, God, yeah.
He goes on and on and on about, reparations and bullshit, but he had a great article the other day. He called out Kathy Hochul's new gun laws as against the Constitution of the United States, and by the way, would not have stopped any shootings.
No, none of them.
None of them.
What?
And for this man, for this African American man to come out and put that in his newsprint, I'm telling you, if you don't know this guy, okay, he's a racist. He hates whites.
He does.
So for him to write that, Kathy Hochul is a complete loser.
What they're about to do to the hunters is deplorable. And you wait and see the roadblocks. Excuse me. You got to have these waterproof, heat-proof, radiation-proof, crap-proof things to lock your guns up in these cars that aren't even available for sale.
Yeah.
And by the way, these long-arm gun things aren't killing people in these stores. And this, you can't go in a store unless the sign says you can come in with a gun. Does that hold true for the Crip, Rump Rangers, Twin Sticks?
Twin Sticks, yeah.
The genders? Does that hold true for them?
Well, what we're going to find is that what we've known, forget about finding. We know that legal gun-carrying citizens are 0.00001% of the gun problem in this country. We know that. It's the gun trade. It's half of them coming in from the border. It's illegal guns. It's serial numbers scraped off. It's all that. Bucktooth's doing nothing about that.
They commit a crime, and now they get out without bail.
Just walk out.
And they get 2 Mets tickets if they show up. How do we defend ourselves here, guys? We're turning into Venezuela, and it wasn't Trump. If you listen to these liberal stations, they still bring up Trump. Guys, Trump's gone. He's been out for a while.
And now. I want him to stay out. I've said it before.
Yeah, and
I'm done.
He didn't have nuclear codes running around Mar-a-Lago in her panties.
Pretty sure that if he had nuclear codes, he'd be in a prison cell right now in Gitmo.
And he's guarded because he was a president by the Secret Service. So they're there, and they're watching all of that too. And could we stop it? You want criminals? They're running loose in the White House right now with Fuckstick and his family.
I tell you that, you know what? They're making gains, Tom. The polls are showing it. And if we go in there November 8th and everybody flips Democrat, you're all out of your damn minds. You're all out of your damn minds.
You really
The only ones I expect to flip Democrat are non-working slobs who just want freebies. And by the way, I just passed one. There's a woman standing there for hours at the expressway exit asking for money.
They're there.
Now, my question would be, if you can stand and ask for money for 3-4 hours, you can flip burgers at Wendy's.
We got off the other day, our family, and they're staying there. My family, this is my family, we need your money. I had to crawl over. My wife wouldn't roll down the window. I had to crawl through the back. I rolled down, I said, go, they're hiring everywhere. Yet somebody got out of the car and threw money in the can.
Yeah.
You're enabling these. They're probably going back to Clarence.
All kidding aside, I really feel for people who are struggling, but I'm sorry. If you can stand,
There's jobs everywhere.
If you can stand an expressway exit, okay, I can barely stand 6 hours at a Bills game because of plantar fasciitis. But if you can stand at a freaking exit to ask for money, you can stand flipping burgers or going, that'll be $1.99.
I was listening to somebody the other night that said they were talking about the games and where they're going to be, and I guess San Francisco played on the road this past weekend, but I think they might be home next week. And they said, I dread going there. I used to love that city, but it's nothing but needles.
Shit.
I had to laugh. It was some commentator goes, I hate going to that city. No, our cities are beautiful cities.
By the way,
humbling.
a 700 square foot house in San Francisco is $3 to $4 million. But now you walk out of that house, which you can't even move in because it's so small, and you step on human feces.
Newsom comes out the other day wearing like a wool vest, and he's saying we all got to get together and work this through. Turn your thermostat to 80 and shut it down. People are saying
a wool vest.
I live in New Jersey in horrific snowstorms and don't dress like that.
Exactly.
He's freezing his nipples off, but he's telling you to eat cake. It's unreal. Yeah, they're gonna buy electric cars.
No, that's a joke.
Anyways,
well, good week. Go Bills. I don't have it's a week away, but I don't even have a thought in my mind that we lose that game.
I don't either, and we'll do a show probably the afternoon, morning of the game, right?
Well, I don't know. We could wait.
We'll wait to the after effects.
We could do the after on a Wednesday. I leave on Thursday the 22nd. We could do the show the 21st.
Put on your hipset boots. So anyways, we'll figure it out, but we'll come at you.
I'm going to the Thursday. I'm going to the Bills Prospects tournament. Sabres, sorry, thank you.
Is that this Thursday?
Yeah, it starts Thursday. I'm going, and I'm pretty disappointed. They just published the prospect. Now I know the prospects. Okay, they got nobody. Paterka's not playing. Okay, Quinn's not playing. Owen Power's not playing. No one's playing. And some of these guys are like, it's like Jacques Lestrap from Gwenville. Usually they in the last few years they have sprinkled in some pretty good, some talent that's played very rarely.
I think that's a good sign, though. I think it's a good sign because these guys are going to play in a long 82-game season with the big club, I think.
Yeah, but you know what's bad about it?
You don't get to see the guys.
I paid $20.
No, I know, but I think it's a good sign. And
it is a good sign for the team.
But we do have a lot of other talent. I mean, you got Rozik, the Russian kid.
Rosen's playing. The other guy that's playing is Savoy. I'm interested to see Matty Savoy.
Is Ryan Johnson playing, or is he going to? He's probably going to college.
He's back to college.
That's an interesting situation. But Savoy will be playing.
Savoy's playing. There's a few good guys that are exciting, but I was hoping for a couple more guys that I wanted to see. But
I agree too. But I also think it's a good sign because, they're counting on those guys for the long haul. They don't want to overplay.
I'm pretty sure that
training camp's right around the corner.
Yep.
So I think it's a good sign.
Yep. Exciting, actually. I'll be going. I got my half year.
I did too.
And I saw that I'll miss 2 games in November when I'm in Florida, but that's not too bad.
We made our pick with the games too, and
you picked the Ryan Miller, right?
The Ryan Miller one.
Yeah, me too.
I
bought 4 extra tickets too for my whole family.
We did too. I'm not super thrilled about the return of the goat head for a few games, but I know our kids,
they love it.
That's kind of what they know and stuff. But I love the Royal they're wearing now. I love those uniforms. If they want to sprinkle that in, that's cool. But I don't know if they can because of the Pastor family or whatever. That would be cool to see.
I'd love to see the
Pepsi caps for a game. That would be pretty sweet.
But that's probably something we'd have to pay for, and they don't want to do it.
That could very well be, or would the Pastor family be honored by that? Who knows? But that's kind of where hockey started, really cool. And that would be really sweet.
That would be cool. All right, guys.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Have a wonderful week.
Safe week. Stay healthy. Stay safe.
And by the way,
just a joke.
One last thing too about the Kansas City. Holy shit, they looked good yesterday. I'm telling you, they played Arizona, not the best team, but a decent team at home, and they just rallied them. They railed them. We'll see. Danny De Federicas, he's been reaching out to me that he can help us get a little bit more into the 2020s technology-wise. So we'll be talking to Danny about that. I'm not sure exactly what he means. Something about we can be live, but then it'll go to Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah, not quite sure, but we're open to any suggestions here. You know?
We'll figure it out.
But anyway, see you soon.
See you soon.
Enjoy the ride. Go Bills. Woke's a joke.
Woke's a joke, and keep it in your necks.
If you can't be with the one you love,
Love the one you're with.
Good night.